Chapter 10. Nice Guy Austin. As summer came into focus once again, Austin Graff, renowned across the golfing world as the epitome of class and gentlemanliness, sat down for a tete-a-tete with his old Southern Illinois University golf coach. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation, like a fairway waiting for the first swing of the day. With his trademark charm and a twinkle in his eye, Austin launched into his argument in favor of elevating his buddy Mountain to the exalted position of team captain for his senior year. Picture this. Austin, with the finesse of a seasoned diplomat, spun a yarn so compelling it could have had the coach teeing off with excitement. He waxed poetic about Mountain's raw talent, likening it to a dormant volcano on the brink of erupting into a fiery display of greatness. Mountain, Austin declared, is the golfing equivalent of a phoenix rising from the ashes destined for glory, if only given the chance to spread his wings. But let's not forget the current captain, who Mountain refused to mention by name, and a figure whose reign over the team resembled a golf ball teetering on the edge of a cliff, one swift gust of wind away from tumbling into the abyss. With a tactful blend of both encouragement and persuasion, Austin was able to gently nudge the paper tiger of a captain towards the fairway of his dreams, urging him to immediately chase his own PGA Tour aspirations like a brand new golfer chasing a rogue ball through the rough. In awe of Austin, Captain No Name took the bait. Austin also made a promise to his old coach that he would mentor Mountain over the summer. It was like the passing of the torch from one golfing sage to another, with Austin playing the role of Yoda to Mountain's Luke Skywalker, guiding him through the trials and tribulations of leadership with the wisdom of a sage elder. As Austin bid adieu to the coach's office, the air crackled with the electricity of possibility, like a thunderstorm brewing in the clouds above. Mountain's ascent to captaincy seemed almost inevitable in that moment, propelled forward by the unstoppable force of Austin's charisma and the boundless potential that lay dormant within Mountain. It was a tale fit for the annals of golfing legend, a saga of friendship, mentorship, and the pursuit of greatness on the green. Mountain happily agreed to move in with his friend and mentor in the property that Austin had recently purchased in the St. Louis neighborhood of Soulard and act in the capacity of Austin's personal caddy for the final summer of his college life. As he neared his mentor's new place, there was an amber glow over the cobblestone streets of Soulard, and Mountain Cap soon found himself standing outside Austin's recently purchased majestic abode. The towering brick facade of the 100-year-old three-story home seemed to loom over him like a benevolent brownstone giant, its weathered exterior bearing witness to many decades of laughter and camaraderie. The interior of the home smelled like it was recently and professionally cleaned, but the smell outside was a rather divine mixture of spilled beer and perfume that wafted in the air whenever a window or door was opened. With a grin stretched across his face, Mountain hoisted his duffel bag over his shoulder and sauntered through the heavy wooden door creaking open to welcome him inside. As he stepped into the foyer, he was enveloped in the comforting embrace of old-world charm. Settling into their sprawling shared space, Austin wasted no time in offering Mountain the keys to his domicile. Mountain, in turn, provided Austin with access to his meticulously crafted golf spreadsheet system that had been his own trusted companion through countless rounds on the greens. "Consider it my gift to you, my dear friend," Mountain proclaimed with a flourish, as if bestowing upon Austin the keys to the kingdom itself. With Austin gallivanting across the country in pursuit of his PGA Tour dreams, Mountain slipped seamlessly into the role of his faithful caddy and loyal companion in Austin's quest for golfing glory. From the manicured greens of Augusta to the windswept links of St. Andrews, Mountain was always by Austin's side, offering sage advice by way of his spreadsheets, pivot tables, and analysis of all things golf-related. But when the duo returned home to Soulard, they shed their golfing personas like a snake shedding its skin, embracing the vibrant nightlife with gusto. Bar hopping became their favorite pastime, each establishment a new adventure waiting to unfold. They danced with reckless abandon, the music and alcohol pulsing through their veins like a symphony of intoxication. Soulard, with its labyrinthine streets and colorful characters, was a world unto itself, a veritable playground for the hedonistic and the free-spirited. The women of Soulard, with their loose morals and seductive charms, seemed to outnumber the men 3-1, a fact that did not escape the notice of Mountain and Austen. Like sailors navigating treacherous waters, they waded through a sea of temptation, each encounter with the boozy ladies more exhilarating than the last. Austen liked his ladies a bit older and thicker than Mountain tended to like them, so they rarely had to compete for fleshy rewards and were always able to avoid crossing swords. Which, incidentally, would have bothered Austen much more than Mountain. Each of the two friends admitted to each other when nobody else could hear them. As the nights wore on and the drinks flowed freely, Austen's behavior teetered on the edge of propriety, towing the line between mischief and mayhem. Yet somehow he managed to maintain a semblance of decorum, his charm and charisma smoothing over any rough edges. Sometimes Austen's father, a railroad man and church deacon, would come through town and give his son a shout-out on a two-way radio that Austen left on 24 hours per day, even when he wasn't home. Austen and Mountain would often be awakened by his call-outs at all hours. "I hope you boys aren't drinking so much that you miss church later on this morning," he'd call out loudly, late on a few Saturday nights, possibly early Sunday mornings, that fateful summer. Austen was not really sure if his father's radio call-outs on his way through town on the train were serious advice or in good-hearted fun. Mountain, on the other hand, embraced his role as the wild card of the duo, careening from one misadventure to the next with ease. His antics bordered on legendary, earning him a reputation as the life of the party wherever in Soulard he may have stumbled. After all, Mountain reminded his slightly classier friend, Soulard translated in Creole to the drunk, or something close to that at least. He was almost sure. Mountain regularly occupied his favorite barstool in a place named Carson's, and once became so inebriated there near the end of summer that he swore to Austen that he had just witnessed a golden retriever peeing in the dive bar's men's room urinal, while standing on his two hind legs and leaning on the wall above the urinal with his two front legs. Austen doubted the validity of Mountain's canine cock caper, but immediately started to order whatever it was that Mountain was drinking. Despite their obvious differences in demeanor, Austen and Mountain were bound by a friendship forged on the fairways and nurtured through the highs and lows of life on the road. Together, they were an unstoppable force, conquering the world one golf course and ethically flexible lady at a time, and leaving a trail of laughter and boozy breath in their wake. Still, Mountain found himself becoming more and more green with envy for his friend. For he now yearned to return to Carbondale, this time as the captain of the golf team in pursuit of a legacy that could match that of his slightly wiser, older, and classier friend.